Hi guys, it's Wednesday the 16th of October 2019. I'm going to give you a technical analysis breakdown of just some US stocks today because I'm only covering ETFs. Let's get straight into it. Hi guys, it's Enny, aka the Noctrader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another video. Remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that alert button to get alerts on all my latest videos. Remember, I've got a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Noctrader on all social media platforms. And if you check the description section below, you'll see a link to my mailing list. If you join my mailing list, you get 25% off all books by Harriman Houses. Join my mailing list to get that 25% discount. I'm going to put the discount code on the screen anyway, but you get other things like that if you join my mailing list. And also my Discord group called Pip Talks. The link to that is in the description section below as well. Yeah, so today was a real good day in the markets. Well, yesterday was. I'm posting this on Wednesday because I make all my videos after hours anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much unless something really happens overnight. But so I'm going to decide to start posting these the next day. Yeah, it was a really good day in the markets. Everything that I kind of expected to happen happened with all the ETFs that I've been trading. Well, I've only traded one, which was Dust. Now, if you remember, my analysis of Dust was that on the 1 hour chart, well, actually on the 4 hour chart, I saw that there was a kind of like a bullish divergence going on. So it was making this kind of like bowl formation. And it was just going up and down. Now it was making higher lows before. I mean lower lows before. Then it started making higher lows. And when it got to this point, I entered the long position. Now this long position, I took it all the way up to here. Initially, I was going to try and hold it all the way up to about 900 and something, but I didn't want to be greedy. I took my profits. I think I made about 300 something pounds, which was good. And I saw that there was a kind of a resistance line here that had been hit twice. So potentially this could break out of this tomorrow, but I didn't want to risk it, you know, take my profits and run off into the sunsets, you know what I mean? So took my profits. I think it'll still go up, but this is where I've lost money previously, where I've made some money in a trade and then got greedy. I went to take every penny out of that trade and then re-entered it, and then it started selling off. So I'm not going to do that this time. If it goes up, it goes up, whatever, I don't care. I've made my profit. So on to the next one. Another one to look at is UGAS. Now UGAS has been quite interesting because if you look at it on the 4 hour chart, I plotted lines on this. Where's it gone? Where's all the lines I plotted gone? Okay, let me plot them again. If anything, I can show you what I was looking at in UGAS. So UGAS, for the most part, I've seen a descending channel pattern. So what I saw here was this is what I saw. Yeah. So here, there was kind of like this support line, and then from here to here. So this line has no relevance now, but it's good to plot anyway. But anyway, the line of relevance is, as you can see here, this was a support here, and also a support here. So now price has double bottomed at this price, and I believe it's going to start climbing up. Now obviously Thursday is when the natural gas report comes, so that can affect the price. But for the most part, I think UGAS is bullish, so I can see it climbing up. So on Pro Real Time and on IG, I can't trade UGAS for some reason. So I've decided to look at UNG. It's the same kind of thing, but because it's a natural gas fund, so it kind of tracks natural gas in the same way UGAS does. So because I can't trade UGAS, I've been looking at UNG, but it's still the same thing really. So once again, descending channel pattern here. This pattern's a little bit more easier to kind of look at because to identify. There's a descending channel pattern here that's been broken out of, and now old support has become new resistance. Well, old resistance has become new support, sorry. It's double bottomed here, and now I can see it start climbing. It's already started climbing now, and this would have been a great place to take a long position. But you can still take a good long position here, and you're not risking too much. You can still see like you could risk about 100 pips, and you could make potentially 300. So that's a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 risk to reward, which is pretty good. On the 1 hour chart, what I'd expect from it is, to be honest, even though you've missed this double bottom entry, I reckon you can still make a good entry if you waited till market open tomorrow, because I believe that the price isn't just going to shoot up. It might come down a little bit before going up. So I can see it doing something like that. So this could be where you enter a long position, set your stop loss just below it, and then let it ride up, and then you can just remove the stop loss with price. But that's kind of how I see it playing out upon market open on Wednesday, which is today. That's me trying to wink. Next one is JDSD, JNUG. JDSD and JNUG, it's kind of redundant looking at this, because JDSD and JNUG and Gush and Drip are similar ETFs. They're sorry, not Gush and Drip, Dust and NUGT. Just Dust and NUGT and JDST, JNUG are both gold miner ETFs, but I'll look at Dust and NUGT because Dust was the one I actually took a trade on. As I said, I took a trade on Dust, sold it here even though my target was there, made a profit, not complaining. NUGT is the inverse of Dust and kind of did exactly what I expected it to do. This was the one, funnily enough, this is the one that I actually made my Confluence video about. I think it was. No, it wasn't actually. It was, yeah, so it was JNUG. JNUG's the one I made my Confluence video about. So I actually, let me go to this. JNUG I made my Confluence video about, and lo and behold, if you watch that video, check that video out, because when I was making that video, price was around here, and I said it was going to sell off to this green zone, and lo and behold, it's in this green zone now. So all of this confluence that happened in this trade with Fibonacci and the wedge pattern, all that stuff, it's all kind of giving me the right signal that this was selling off, and by identifying that was selling off, you could take a long position on the other side, which is what I did, but not for JNUG, but for NUGT and Dust. I'm going to make a video actually about ETFs, because they're quite different to other stocks in the way that they behave and their properties. So I'll create a video on ETFs, but right now just looking at chart pattern analysis of ETFs, you have to realize that these ETFs come in pairs, these especially these leveraged industry sector ETFs. So Dust, and that's why I give myself a little comment here, because sometimes I forget which one's paired with which one. Dust is the inverse of NUGT and vice versa. Gush is the inverse of Drip and vice versa. And JDST is the inverse of JNUG. So I try and keep them paired up together, so for convenience, you guys and D guys, etc. But right now, what I'm looking at right now as a potential play is which ones was I looking at? The one I could be looking at is Gush, to be honest, but I thought Gush was going to break out of this little point here, but it looks like it's going to... I want it to break out of this little line here. I've set an alert at 291. If it breaks through it, then I could potentially take a long position. The reason being is that it looks quite good for a long if it does break out of here, because then if you look at this zone here where it's sold off quite frantically. That means that there's quite low volume in this region. There's not that many buyers and sellers, so if it can break through there, then it can climb all the way back up to here potentially. But it still hasn't broken through it yet, so that's why I set alert here. If I can see Gush climbing and hitting that line and then breaking through, I could potentially take a long position and take it, ride it up to this point, and that would be about 45 pips, which is not too bad. The reason why I haven't taken a position here was that the point at which I would wanted to take a good position would have been around this area, but I didn't take it here. So if I took one now, I wouldn't want to be like seeing whether it's going to sell off or not. I want to make sure that it breaks out here, because then if it breaks out through to this point, I could enter long and then set my stop loss just below here, so that my risk to reward is quite tight. But if I enter right here, the stop loss I'd have to set would be around here, and I wouldn't want to be risking that much capital when I can risk much less by waiting for it to break out through this point. So yeah, those are the plays that I'm watching at right now. Check out my confluence video that I made, and also check my video on how to pick stocks. So I go through the process of how I create my watch list and the different ways I go into creating these watch lists through actually I won't tell you about it, check out the video. So anyway, it's Any aka the Noctrader signing out.